Given that you were particularly worried about the changes in appearance and what would happen to your body, sometimes that can be helped by meeting somebody who's been through it.
It did. But not at that point. I had the operations and then 2 operations to remove the cancerous
because
parts.
they did the initial smaller excision.
And there was still more there.
And they decided to go back again.
Yes, they did. I had a scan, I won't say CAT scan, it was a
MRI scan?
MRI. I had an MRI scan where they scanned my breasts and found there was more there. So I had a second operation, and then the decision was taken to have chemotherapy for a 6-session period. So at that point I was talking sort of to the nurses about it, but not really about body image.
No.
It wasn't until I think I rang. Oh, and then I had to decide about the operation, whether to have a back flap or a tram flap or a prosthesis. And at that stage, I rang Glenfield, and they actually asked ex-patient to come in and show me the tram flap and her breast, and she was a lovely lady, and she just was very honest with me, and that helped me to see the breast. To see the breast was helpful. That was very helpful.
Not everyone gets that opportunity, but I can see how that would have been a big advantage.
Yeah, I mean, that was my major concern, and it was how I would look and what it would look like, and because my breasts have always been there, and it's not as if I wasn't. Oh, it sounds silly, but they were part of me, and
they're part of your integrity, aren't they?
Part of my integrity, part of my makeup, and
it's hard to imagine how things would be.
Yeah, and I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't have, and what I would say what was confusing for me now when I look back is they showed me almost like a magazine catalogue of what my breasts would look like after certain operations, and I thought that's fine, but I thought it was a one-stop. I thought it was one operation to have the mastectomy and the reconstruction. I opted for that at the same time, a tram flap, and that's a big operation. It was 10 hours, and that was in February 12, so that was a massive operation. But my breasts don't look like the photographs, because that is the first step. The breast is a good shape, but it's not. We're not at the balance point yet, because the other breast is still larger, and of course I shall have to have some more surgery to reduce the right hand breast to match the left. Well, I feel a little cheated on the information side, because I looked at these pictures of these ladies' breasts and I thought, oh, that's okay. But nobody at any stage told me, Janet, that's 4 or 5 operations down the line.
Yeah, and I do wonder whether they may have given you like the best case outcomes in the pictures.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was like buying a new car. Oh, that looks great, Oh, that's the show flat sort of thing. But for me that was very important, and I don't think that was very important, and that the look of things and what it would look like was a big cause of anxiety for me.
Now, given that you were worried about how you would react to that change in your body, and also you asked early on, is it really necessary to have an operation at all? Aren't there alternatives? Given that you did go through it, all those steps subsequently, and now you're, at least a year down the line or longer, how do you feel about going through those operations now? Because some people are at your stage that you were at on day one, when they're being told, oh, this is required, and they're thinking, oh, I don't really want to have this.
How do I feel? I feel, even though I feel the operation has been successful, and it is a shape, it is a breast shape, and I can live with that, and and I'm not ready yet to have any more operations because I've had really nearly 2 years of body attack on all sides. And the other thing is, if you take that aside, on one side, it's a successful operation. Except I got an infection, so it blew up like a balloon, and that was horrid, and that needed, that was a difficulty. But if that happens, it can be overcome. The other thing I don't think I was warned about was I've got some fat necrosis in here, which is dead flesh in the breast, which is lumpy, and the surgeon has said, well, it will go away in time, but there's no time frame on that, so I'm living with that. That might be a year, it might be 5 years, I don't know. They could go in again and take it out, but I don't think so. I think we'll leave it as it is. So I'm content at the moment. I'm in a better place now. I'm content with the shape. I've got a bra. Well, bras, I bought some new lingerie, that's fine. But I went back to Glenfield. And again, I wasn't really told about this. This was from another patient. I've been back to the fitting clinic, and I've seen I don't know what you call them, corseteer. And I've got a shell that I can put over my left breast if I want to. It just gives me more psychological, a good feeling. I feel like I can face the world.